Hey girls, it's Saturday.
Seems like today I'm looking back. Yeah, maybe tomorrow I'll see further than my little head allows me to.
As far as an update for this week goes, it has been pretty shitty, to be honest with you. I went through 2 printers at work, so I am pretty much on hold as far as tattoo designs go. So yeah, it sucks. And now I'm still waiting on my new printer in the mail, and I'm hoping this one doesn't come to me broken like the last one did. Jamie, I wanted to say that the cat printer video that you put up on Facebook made me laugh so hard because of my printer frustrations this week. So, because I was having the exact same problem. So funny. Made me laugh. I really, really needed that. So, thank you. It's just so fitting for this week. School was canceled 2 days this week, so had to find some last minute babysitters, doing the babysitter shuffle so I can get to work. Do what I can while I'm here since I can't print anything. Yeah, so it has been extremely frustrating trying to take some deep breaths and not kill anybody because I'm on the verge. It's just one of those weeks. Anyway, questions. Tara had asked a while ago, like during Yule, what it meant that there was a lunar eclipse on the night of the solstice. I never answered because I really don't know. I know those two things happening on the same night was cause for a lot of universal energy, really strong energy. My mom said that it was a lot of healing energy, but I really didn't follow. Yeah, so I really don't know. So that's why that question was never answered, and I figured I should just tell you right now. I have no idea. What is on our desktop? So at home, this is the image that we have on the desktop situation. For work, my desktop is a slideshow of the tattoos and piercings that we've done here. You guys have seen all those pictures too. I will try to add some new pictures of what we've done. You might have seen them on Facebook already, but try to put that in at the end of the video too. How many times do we eat out in a week? It really depends. We don't really have a set budget for it. Whenever we eat out, we try to keep it on the cheaper end. We tend to share an entree because there's always food left at the end of eating out, and that way we have a smaller bill and we're not taking home a bunch of food that we won't eat. And other than that, let's see. Usually just picking up a quick, like, something for lunch while we're working is probably the way that we eat out the most often. So we might grab a sandwich from Subway or maybe some hamburgers or cheeseburgers from McDonald's or something. It's usually fast food. It might even be from the hot case from the gas station. Getting to actually go out and eat dinner together at a restaurant is a very rare occasion. We might do that maybe once a month. I don't think it ever exceeds once a month, if that. When I was playing music in town, I would sing for our supper, so we'd be able to go have a night out at a restaurant and not have to pay for it. So that was really cool, but we don't really have the money to go out and spoil ourselves. So that's more like once a month, but we do pick up lunch for the office maybe probably at the most 3 times a week, but we always keep it cheap. So we don't have a budget for it. We just do what we can. We live in the moment. We definitely don't do any 1 month planning ahead for food, for dinner, for anything. There's no planning like that in my life. I don't know how you do that, Janelle. Even with my kids, I think I would just end up not wanting to eat whatever it was that I had planned a month ago to eat. So maybe it's just me being picky, but I don't know how you can do that. So now I'll have my sexy man, John, tell you all about his work and how he came to be there.
Hey everybody, this is John. So I've been asked to talk to you guys about what I do and how I got there, and it's pretty much a roundabout story. So follow along, see if you can follow along. Let's see. Well, what I do now for full-time work to pay the bills is I am a health inspector. I go into restaurants, inspect them for cleanliness and health code and all that stuff. It's a pretty interesting job, pretty fun actually. I get to, I have my own truck. I drive around the county inspecting restaurants, and I also do septic inspections for mostly new construction, so I'm not looking at poop all the time. It's just looking at dirt and assessing its ability to absorb wastewater. So that's what I do. How I got there is a pretty roundabout story. Obviously, I went to college. I actually have 2 degrees. I went to college only because I thought I had to. Grew up thinking that you have to get a college degree. That's the only way to do anything in life. I believed it so much I got 2 degrees. I actually have a master's degree in biology education. My bachelor's degree is in science, biology science. So after college, I was a teacher actually for just about 7 years. Taught at-risk youth at the high school level. It was a boarding school for rich, bratty kids. It wore on me, it wore me out, burned me out from teaching pretty rapidly. They just challenge you constantly challenging you. So it really wasn't for me. I'm a pretty mellow guy and didn't like the stress of that. I ended up buying a house, and the house actually had a failing septic system, so I had to go through the permitting process and getting that all permitted and legal so that I could install the septic system. So I ended up learning about the health inspector and what he does. And he came to my house, and he was there for about 5 minutes. He shot the shit with me for a couple minutes, did his thing, and he was off to another appointment in his nice little white truck. I thought to myself, you know what, that looks like a pretty nice job. So I got online, put my resume online, totally forgot about it, went back to teaching. Was just a grind of a job at that point. I really was really burned out and couldn't wait to leave. About 6 months after posting my resume, they called me, said, hey, we got a job for you in Sandpoint if you want to take it. And so I took it. I've been in the health inspector role for almost 4 years now. It's been a fun job. Don't always like the organization that I work with. It's a big bureaucratic mess, just like any government agency is. So that part of it is not that much fun. But politics are in every job, so you just gotta take it with a grain of salt and move on. We went to this restaurant in Clark Fork, which I'm sure most of you know. Clark Fork is, it's Clark Fork, let's just put it that way. This guy had opened a restaurant without a license, and he had done it to us before in the past, so we had dealt with him before, and we weren't going to let him just open a restaurant without contacting us at all and getting a license for it. So I was directed by my boss to go in and shut the place down. CJ was actually with me in the truck, which she's not supposed to be, but we love each other so much we can't stay apart. So she was with me, and I went into this restaurant to shut this guy down. Delivered the guy the bad news. He immediately started pounding the table and looking very, very threatening. He got on the phone with my boss. She only pissed him off even more. He had a table full of knives in front of him. He had me pinned against the wall at one point. Not pinned against the wall, but was in my face, screaming at me. And I had the wall to my back, so I had no escape plan. He actually turned at one point and kicked the cooler or something. And at that point, I just took my forms and threw them his direction and took off out the door. And he actually chased me out into the parking lot and was being very threatening. And CJ was in the truck the whole time watching it all. We ended up having to go back to my office and call the sheriff, and the sheriff went out there and shut him down for good. So yeah, it's a pretty exciting job. It's what I do for a living. That's what pays the bills right now. It's not my dream job. My dream has always been to work for myself or with a partner, and CJ and I work so well together. It's really how this all came together. She's a great artist. I have the medical training and background to do the piercings in a sterile way. So it was a really easy fit for me to move into the role of a professional piercer. With all my anatomy and science classes and learning how to work in a sterile environment, all that stuff I learned in college is totally 100% applicable to this job as a professional piercer. And it's great working for yourself. I can't wait for our shop to take off so that CJ and I can work together full time and really make this thing work. So that's what I do for work, for a living. There's lots more to it, or to me, I should say. There's lots more to me other than my two jobs, but that's what I do and how I got there. So maybe there will be more questions. Maybe we'll see you again in the future. Thanks for having me on. It was great. I'm a big fan of the channel. Can't wait to hear back from y'all, see what you think. Thanks.
All right, I think that does it for us. I love you all, and Alicia, we'll see you tomorrow.